Maister. Skyjay playing it up as well.
He likes to play off.
He's a luchador,
yeah,
just like his character.
just like in Sinnoh, exactly. And okay, as much as I would like to see a double Mexican Grand Final for the story purposes, you know.
The invaders. We gotta see if we can get the invaders all the way to Grands.
But
They've got a tall mountain to climb though against
exactly.
oh, maybe not. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead excepting for Mr. R. Now it was Sisqui's time to take a bullet for Mr. R.
What a trade by Skyjay, recognizing that he was already going to go down and knowing a Sisqui stock so valuable. So you know what? If we're both going down, you're coming with us.
Yes, exactly. But now let's see if Mr. R can take a page out of Sisqui's book and maybe survive to all the way to 150%, but with the Alolan whip to the face, Mr. R's first stock is no more. Pretty even game.
Gonna come back onto the stage, Maister, and a tough spot off stage against Sisqui. So Skyjay comes into the rescue, and they're just gonna trade partners a little bit. The revenge on the almost fully charged neutral B2 is going to be so incredibly dangerous, but he won't have the opportunity to use it as Sisqui gets that drop down nair to punish and send Skyjay down onto his last stock.
Yeah, that's
Maister
right.
as well.
Yep, things are not looking pretty good for our Mexican team right now, and we saw something similar happen to them against MK, Leo, and Big Boss. I don't know, history could repeat itself, and we might end up on the alternate ending with the invaders going up against
The invaders versus the defenders,
Yeah.
right? The hometown heroes.
We are exactly like if Gluttony had made it all the way to Grand Finals, it would have been so poetic because, you know, the Batalla de Puebla. So, pretty historic moment for
But if
Mexico.
I'm not mistaken, actually, Skyjay is the only representative of Puebla still in this bracket, right?
Right now, yeah. Skyjay is the only Puebla.
Yeah, so like Leo, Maister, and Big Boss all hailing from Mexico City.
Yeah.
Skyjay hailing from Puebla. Here, he's a local to this tournament, so he's like double hometown hero.
Double
right?
hometown
He's both
hero.
Mexican and from the town or from the area that this tournament is taking place.
Exactly, but let's see if he can use that power of the hero to maybe take out Mr. R's last stock or even Sisqui. Okay, they're careful with the 9. You know, a little bit of luck could be on their side, just like it was on the side of Mr. R and Sisqui on that last hit.
The scary thing is that if Maister were to get that 9 hammer tricked into a 2v1, it's all of a sudden much more doable. The up throw from Sisqui not quite going to be enough to close out the stock, so he's looking for another one here, or maybe a nair to do it instead.
Ooh.
And Maister, he was dead anyway.
Yeah.
But
Let me
And
help
that's
you
a
out
team
with that.
kill.
Yeah, exactly.
nobody kills my teammate except
Kills
for
my
me.
teammate, exactly, and Maister is out. Okay, yeah, Mr. R and Sisqui won, but they didn't had a huge advantage, right? They had 2 stocks to work with, but let's see if Skyjay and Maister can shake off this loss and get back into the swing of things. Mr. R and Sisqui looking pretty strong.
Gonna be going into game number 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pick along the lines of Small Battlefield or maybe even Smashville, depending on what Sisqui and Mr. R ban here. Simply because small stages in these matchups, so good for Game & Watch and Incineroar. If you're able to just smother characters like Chrom and Dark Samus, it's going to be great for Maister and also for Skyjay. So we'll see what the bans shook out to be, because maybe Sisqui and Mr. R were thinking the same thing and banned Small Battlefield and Smashville. Nope, there's Small Battlefield. All right, I feel smart.
And El Ultimo right here showing us his powers to see the future, just predicting the stage choice on the side of Skyjay and Maister. And it was a good thing that Mr. R and Sisqui weren't listening to you, because they could have banned Small Battlefield. But now let's see if Skyjay and Maister can take advantage of this stage change.
Gets the get-up attack, but Maister immediately punishes in, and sisqui just barely gets the up out in time before Maister's dare comes through to punish. Mr. R comes sweeping in out of seemingly nowhere and nearly kills both Skyjay and Maister. Instead, it's going to be sisqui and Skyjay that go down the double S's out of there for now.
And now Mr. R looking pretty beat up already, but makes it back, trying to go for the downer, but gets hit by the lariat on the side of Skyjay. Skyjay, he's smelling the blood in the water. He wants that first stock off of Mr. R, but it looks like he's changing targets, and Mr. R is out. But now,
Maister, the last remaining player on 3 stocks.
Yep, that's right, and let's see if he can get a little bit more juice out of this first stock and maybe get sisqui's second stock, I should say.
If this edge guard continues, he definitely could do it, but no, sisqui is going to be able to go low and get past all the pressure Maister was throwing his way. Mr. R connects with the back air and very nearly takes out Maister. Maybe a little bit more rage would have done it. Doesn't matter though, because he's going to be able to get that F tilt on the ledge to do it anyway. Now Maister joins everybody else in the 2-stock club.
Yep, welcome to the 2-stock one now! No, wait a minute, Skyjay is still alive. I was just about to say that he was going to be the founding member of the 1-stock club.
sisqui was the founding member, look at it.
Yeah, sisqui was the founding member, you are completely right. I mean, we're just so used to sisqui surviving so much that, you know, it's weird to see him on his last stock. But Skyjay, what are you gonna do now that you have all the rage in the world to get Mr. R's second stock? Mr. R, he's off the stage. Get the revenge on the back air for Skyjay.
That's the threat you always have to deal with as a Crom player, and that's getting your recovery messed up. And Skyjay, very, very well equipped to do just that. Gets the... What the heck was that? Skyjay doesn't even let me finish talking about one of his good plays before he does a crazy air dodge read up smash on Mr. R. Now Mr. R all alone going to have to deal with both Maister and Skyjay.
And that's the real power of the Skyjay, you know.
Oh, he's
amazing reads. Oh, okay. Oh, the chair, and that is it for Mr. R and sisqui. But the crowd, you know, rooting for the homeboy.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea how Mr. R lived that long.
Yep, exactly.
It felt like every single hit had his name on it. Every single move by Skyjay and Maister had his number dialed in, but he was able to live so long.
But
Still, very, very clean team play from Skyjay and from Maister, but holy crap, do I have to give props to Skyjay, especially on the ledge. Just making both sisqui and Mr. R's life terrible.
And I think that's something that really helped a lot, was like you were saying, the change of stage, you know, being able to don't have to chase Mr. R and sisqui so much. I think that really helped Skyjay and Maister, you know, being a more close quarter combat type of situation, right?
And do I feel smart? I was like, yeah, I think they should go small battlefield just because a small stage is going to benefit them a lot. They went small battlefield, they won. I feel great. Now, though, they're going to be going to one of the biggest stages in the game, at least in terms of size. Maybe not in terms of blast zones, though, as they run it to Town and City for game number 3.
Well, let's see if the change of stage doesn't end up, you know, counterfeiting Mr. R and sisqui right now with Skyjay. He already has the revenge on his side. Lariat, but gets punished by Mr. R, but makes it back. Maister going for the turtle bite. Mr. R is upstage, makes it back. Ooh, pretty.
I don't know if he's making it back.
Yep.
No, he's not. Yeah, and sisqui also goes down. So that's going to be, excuse me, by the way, that's going to be a 3-stock to 4 lead for Skyjay and Maister. I had to think really hard. I'm very bad at math.
We can do math right, but let's see if Skyjay can start to take can start to put on the paint on the side of Mr. R. Oh, I like that on the side of
I don't. That was terrifying.
terrifying for
sisqui.
Yeah. You know, maybe Maister could get lucky, could get that 9, and make sisqui kiss his second stock goodbye. But right now we got a pretty even game in our hands. well, maybe not in terms of percentages, but when it comes to stock, we've seen how quickly Mr. R and sisqui can rack up the damage on their opponents, right?
Skyjay's got to be a little bit more aware of his surroundings. Ended up rolling right back into sisqui, giving him the option for that free charge shot hit. And once again, sisqui catching the disadvantage roll with the down smash, doing so much damage to both Maister and Skyjay, but this time sending his own teammate off stage and potentially and definitely into the loving arms of Skyjay.
Second time that we see that on the side of Skyjay. He's been practicing that. We can tell, and you can as well at home. But right now, this is off stage, makes it bad. But Skyjay trying to go for the 2-frame punish with the downfield, gets hit by the pair on the side of sisqui. And sisqui shooting Mr. R with the charge shot. Oh, the Alolan whip, a lot of things happening at the same time.
Mr. R just barely able to air dodge back to the ledge, but once again into, as I called it, the loving arms of Skyjay. Gets the back throw, now the restock, and sisqui, he's got a lot of pressure on him. He's going to have to tank a lot, as this is 4 stocks to 2.
And I think that the more patient playstyle that really benefited sisqui against Sonics might not be the answer against Skyjay, because we've seen already that Skyjay, he just likes to wait for sisqui to shoot the charge shot and just use the revenge to pop himself up. So maybe he could...
Oh, both of them end up missing out on that return, so that's going to give Mr. R the opportunity to at least stand back on the stage, and that was scary. I did not like that at all.
He's just crouching there menacingly with Skyjay with the lariat. That's it. But yeah, sisqui has been giving a lot of revenge to Skyjay, so maybe it's time for him to change just a little bit this more patient playstyle, because it's a pretty good playstyle, and we've seen that sisqui, he's more than capable of really playing this patience game. But I think that Skyjay, he might be getting a little bit more accustomed to sisqui's type of playing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting dilemma. I'm excited to see how sisqui and Mr. R maybe adapt to it as we head into Game 4. Now on Battlefield, a lot more vertical space than any stage we've seen so far in this set. But I'm scared of Game & Watch on Battlefield, dude. Like, this character can juggle like no other if you let him.
And I think that Mr. R and sisqui might be pretty scared too, but right now, Maister off stage makes it bad, but the Alolan whip on the side of Skyjay, trying to go for the down tilt. Now it's Mr. R's turn to bring on the pain for Sky. Another Alolan whip gets sisqui, gets the revenge from Mr. R, hits him with the lariat, trying to go for a tilt. Ooh, and Maister, he's just playing it safe, staying a little bit away from the action, waiting for Skyjay to maybe toss one of their opponents to his size and wait for his opportunity. Now Maister goes for the throw, goes for the fish tank. Nice chair on the side of Maister, getting sisqui's first stock, and now Skyjay is off stage. Makes it back, no problem there. They were both pretty occupied with Maister. The charge shot on the side, Mr. of sisqui. Good pair. Ooh, okay. Miss Maister barely surviving after that last hit, but manages to make it back. And now Skyjay surviving all the way to 200%. And just when I was saying it loses his first stock, Maister is still holding on to that first stock, but just like that, Mr. R with the upper is going to be enough to welcome Maister into the 4-stock club. But sisqui hitting his own teammate with the charge shot.
Gonna try and have to land against this, but it's Mr. R to the rescue. He's gonna give sisqui the coverage he needs to touch back down on the stage. Maister just looking for that up smash, maybe trying to catch Mr. R, getting in aggressive, and does so immediately. Mr. R gets caught jumping in by the Maister up smash, the classic, the special.
Oh, and now sisqui isn't able to make it back on stage. He's now on his last stock of this possible last game. And Skyjay and Maister still have 2 stocks to work with against Mr. R and sisqui. But we've seen miracles happen before. Mr. R and sisqui will make the comeback. But right now, Skyjay once again refusing to die. And
why did you say anything?
Yep.
Why did you have to say it? Skyjay losing that stock as soon as Zeke versus him with it.
It wasn't my intention, all right? I was just trying to, you know.
Oh, we understand you're biased for sisqui and Mr. R. It's
exactly.
okay. But your bias might be going out of this bracket very soon, as now it's sisqui all alone in a 2v1, and Skyjay gets the down tilt to pop up. Not able to kill with the F tilt, though. It's not quite enough. So they're going to have to go right back, rinse and repeat. Maister looking for the back air. Woohoo! He's so close. And the up B going to do it, going to be enough. Skyjay and Maister 3-1 victory, knocking the European team out at 3rd place. Moving on to get their rematch against Big Leo.
Big Leo, that's right. Or MK Boss. Now I think that Big Leo has a much better ring to it. But the homeboy makes it all the way to grand finals with his friend Maister. Skyjay versus Skyjay and Maister versus MK Leo and Big Boss. And this is actually the rematch.
This is the rematch from winners finals, and I think it's the end result that a lot of the Mexican crowd was hoping for. They get to see their boys dominated their tournament. This is the largest tournament that Latin America has ever seen, and we've got 4 Latin American players holding it down in grand finals of doubles. Who knows if that'll be the result